Good morning, everyone.
C1 William.
Yeah, I do see where you
for the liquidated ascertained damages.
Boleh nanti Handa saya instruction bagi I loh. Then you Handa sekali itu apa the details.
So at the first place, what is the liquidated damages? When a developer fails to deliver the property in accordance with the timeline provided by the SPA, purchaser has the right to seek the legal recourse based on the terms of the SPA. One such term is the obligation for the developer to pay liquidated ascertained damages for the period of delay. So LAD, liquidated damages, contractually agreed ascertained or predetermined amount of the damages, which shall be claimable either contracting party who have suffered loss in the event the contract is breached. So in a simple words, right, liquidated damages is a damages mentioned in the contract. The parties have put the calculation inside. In case you breach this contract, how much you can claim, and then the calculation, the amount they mentioned here already. So we call it ascertained damages. So in Housing Development Act 1966, according to the clause 24, subclause 1 of the Schedule G, and also clause 25, 1 of the Schedule H of HDA actually provides the statutory form of the SPA. According to these two clauses, the purchaser has the right to claim for a LAD for any delay in the delivery of the vacant possession. We can look at these two clauses. Schedule G, clause 24. The vacant possession of the property shall be delivered to the purchaser in the manner stipulated in clause 26 within 24 months of the date of this agreement. Whereas Schedule H actually has a similar clause in clause 25, but then the time for the delivery of vacant possession is 36 months instead of 24 months, which means the developer must deliver the property to the purchaser within 24 or 26 months from the date of this agreement. So how is LAD calculated? The calculation of the LAD for the Schedule G and H is mentioned in the clause 24.2 and also the clause 25.2. The clause states if the developer fails to deliver the vacant possession of the property in the manner stipulated in clause 26 within the period stipulated in subclause 1, which is Schedule G is within 24 months and Schedule H is within 36 months, the developer shall be liable to pay to the purchaser the damages calculated from day to day at the rate of 10% per annum of the purchase price from the expiry of the period stipulated in subclause 1 until the date the purchaser takes vacant possession of the said property. So I give a scenario for this calculation. For a price, a housing price which 800,000, if they sign the sales and purchase agreement on the 2015 August, sorry, 18th of August 2015. So the expected date for the vacant possession, let's say they sign the Schedule H is 36 months, which they must get the key, get the vacant possession on 17th of August 2018. But then if the developer delay in handover of vacant possession, they handle the vacant possession on 18th of August 2019, which is late for 366 days. So the calculation will be the property price 800K in this situation times 10% times 366 days, the day they pass for a late vacant possession, and then divide by 365. So the total number the total number, total amount of the liquidated damages will be 80K, 80219.20. So we need to be aware, right? For the Schedule H, they have another clause about the LAD, which is clause 29. The common facilities must be completed by the developer within the 36 months from the date of this agreement, or else, right, the developer have to pay the LAD calculated from the day to day at the rate of 10% of the last 20% of the purchase price. So if we get the property under the Schedule H, actually we can get two types of the LAD. One is, the first one is just I mentioned, is the delay in the vacant possession of the property itself, and the second one will be the delay in delivering the common property to the purchaser. So the calculation is the property price. In this situation is 800K times 10% times last 20% of the purchase price times number of days delay divided by 365. So in this case, right, the total number of the liquidated damages can be claimed by the purchaser is the first one around 80K for the delay in delivering the vacant possession of the property, and the second one around 60K for delay in delivering the common property. So when we calculate the damages for the late delivering of the property, we will come across two questions. The first one, when does the clock start ticking? And the second one is, when is the cut-off date for the calculation of the LAD? So we can look at the first issue first. So if we look at the clause 24.1 and also the clause 25.1, right, they mentioned that the vacant possession of the property must be delivered within the 24 months or 36 months from the date of this agreement. So there are case law discussed about when this date starts or what constitutes the date of this agreement. So I will highlight these two cases to you all. The first one is GJH Avenue Sendirian Berhad against the tribunal for the home buyer's claim. In this case, right, the judge held that when the letter of the law is clear, we must take heed of it. This intake nothing to be interpreted on, which means, right, the court held that the date of this agreement starts from the date of the agreement itself, but not the booking form. So we can see the fact of the case. So on 24th October, the purchaser signed the application form or the booking form. And then on the 3rd of December, the purchaser canceled his name and replaced with another two names. And then on the 3rd of December itself, the purchaser paid the balance of the 10% of the purchase price. Then after that, the purchaser signed the sales and purchase agreement on the 3rd of December also. Then the developer issued a notice of delivery of vacant possession on 14th of February. So the issue in this case is when is the date of this agreement start? Did it start from the 24th October when the purchaser signed the application form, or on the 3rd of December when the purchaser signed the sales and purchase agreement and also paid the balance of the 10% of the purchase price? So the decision of the High Court is we must look at the SPA itself. Look at the clause of the clause 22 of the Schedule G. The vacant possession must be delivered within 24 months from the date of this agreement. So the court held that when the SPA mentioned the date of this agreement, we must interpret it as the date of this agreement. We shouldn't interpret further from that. So the date of this agreement means the date when the SMP is signed and we get it on the sales and purchase agreement. The reasoning given by the court is because in the regulation 11 of the Housing Development Regulation 1989 mentioned that no housing developer shall collect any payment by whatever name, code, except as is prescribed by the contract of sale, meaning that actually booking fees is not recognized in the context of the Schedule G or Schedule H. So the date of SPA, the date of the agreement right, shouldn't refer to the booking form and the booking fees, which not allowed by the HDR, the Housing Development Regulation. But then there's the other case, PJD Regency Sdn Bhd. And in this case, the court held that the calculation of the LAD for the late delivery of vacant possession must be from the date when the purchaser pays the booking fees. So we can see the fact of this case on the 16th of January, the purchaser enter into the pro forma sales and purchase, which is the booking form. Pro forma is the booking form, and then pay the booking fees of 10,000. After that, the purchaser signed the SPA before 21st of the purchaser signed the SPA on the 21st March, and then the developer issued the notice of delivery of vacant possession on the 23rd of January. In this case, right, the Supreme Court, the court referred to a Supreme Court decision in the Faber Union, saying that when we calculate the liquidated damages for a late delivery of vacant possession, we should the calculation will start to run from the date of the payment of booking fees, but not the date of signing SPA. So in this case, right, the judgment is quite different from the previous case of GJH Avenue. So there are two conflicting decisions of the PJD and also the GJH Avenue. So now actually it's uncertain whether the calculation of the delivery of vacant possessions, right, should start from the date of the payment of the booking fees or the date of the sales and purchase agreement. So currently the PJD Regency case is like obtain the leave to appeal to the federal court. So actually we are still pending for a decision from the federal court on this issue. This is the article written by Kakme and also Li Fei. So if you all want to read further about this article, right, you can go to this link here, and then after that you can read further. And then the second issue is, when is the cut-off date for the calculation of LAD? So if we look at the clause 24 or clause 25 of Schedule H itself, right, they said the calculation must be until the day the purchaser takes a vacant possession of the said property mentioned in the sub-clause 1. So there's a clause in the Schedule G or H mentioning about the manner for the vacant possession. So the developer must ensure the CCC is issued, the water and electricity supply are ready for connections, the purchaser has paid all the money, and also the developer has completed all the alteration or the additional work. But then there's a case, Everest Point Sdn Bhd on 2017. The court held that the calculation of the cut-off date of the calculation of the LAD cut-off date of the delivery vacant possession should be the day the CFO, last time is called CFO, is issued and notified to the plaintiff. So which means when the developer obtained the CCC or CFO and notified the purchaser, this is the cut-off date of the calculation of LAD according to this case. But for this case, right, the Schedule G is the old version, which is prior to the amendment of the 2015. So we still don't know this judgment is applicable to the newest version of the Schedule G or Schedule H or not. So that's the end of my sharing. Do you have any questions? Oh, I think there's no question, so I'll end my sharing today. Thank you.